Hey, this is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Aerialist podcast with the Digit Podcast Network. How's it going, guys? Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm super excited to announce that June 21 through 26th, our summer traincation, Train Hard, Play Hard in Miami, Florida. In partnership with Gravity Academy and Aerial Sailing Miami, I am putting together a 6-day, 20-hour in-studio training, and we have excursions with Aerial Sailing Miami to, do aerial off the side of a boat. If you go to my website, links in the show notes for my 2 courses, Aerial Rehab and my comprehensive beginner to intermediate course. And also on this feed on Thursdays is The Artist Entrepreneur, my weekly gab session with Noah Doc and Amanda Ritchie. All right, guys, so excited to listen to these interviews. Let's get started. Hi. Oh my God. Oh, okay. So, you guys, it's daylight savings time.
Breathe. I know. Breathe.
Listeners, I always need to vent at the very beginning of these things with this poor human that has never met me before, and the first thing I do is I vent. So, Jennifer, let me ask you a question. Are you lucky enough to have your parents still with you on this earth?
One, yes.
So, my parents are visiting. They came yesterday. And it is so fast that she finds my buttons to push, my mom.
That's how it works.
Oh my
it's
God, it's so
way.
quick.
Yeah.
It's like I have 3 buttons and she pushes them. 1, 2, 3. The minute she gets here. So, listeners, I'm so grateful. So the thing is that when I feel this way, I just say to myself over and over, grateful they're still alive. Grateful they're still alive. Because they're in their 80s.
Mantra.
Yeah, it's a mantra. Like I just have to repeat it to myself because first thing was first. So what happens is I only see my parents when I'm on vacation. And I really like to enjoy a glass of wine when I'm on vacation. So my mom just has this feeling that I drink at this rate in my daily life. But it's also because she's pushing my buttons.
Right.
And then on top of that, my partner doesn't drink at all. He's not sober. He just doesn't like alcohol. And because of that dynamic, I already feel like the boozy one. And I'm not.
There's nothing wrong with having a glass of wine.
Yes.
Anyways. Hey, I live in Italy,
it's a way of life.
This is my lifestyle.
And for me, it's like Saturday night plus maybe one day during the week where I don't have to like cram my life in, right? So I'm enjoying my glass of red wine with our food last night, and my mom is like, you're turning a little pink, Carrie. Like my face. And then she goes and tells my partner the story of her dad being an alcoholic. And then,
oh my gosh.
And then my partner is the one that doesn't drink at all. And I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm like,
oh, wow.
Now I'm like the family alcoholic. Well, what helps is my sister drinks like me, like, glass of wine at the end of the night sometimes. So she gets this too. At least I'm not the only one. My brother doesn't drink at all because he doesn't like alcohol. I'm just like, oh my God, I am not the devil. And then my kid is like a pig in shit right now. She's so excited. She's introducing my mom to K-pop Demon Hunters as we speak. So gratitude for the fact that my bean is not sitting on my lap right now trying to make my recording really difficult.
Okay, little blessings.
And then what else? So like I'm cooking breakfast for my kid and she's just like hovering over my shoulder.
Yep.
Okay.
Whew. Yep. That's what moms do.
And we're Chinese, so that the first thing my dad says to me, he gets in the car from the airport, he goes, "You're looking a little chubby."
Oh, okay. That's so lovely.
And I'm going through perimenopause, so it's kind of true. You know what I'm saying? So, so like, wow. I'm inflamed. I'm a little inflamed. My metabolism's
I feel you. I'm going through it as well.
Yep. Okay.
It's a perfect storm.
It's great. And then
well, you're here.
daylight
You did
savings
make it.
time, Jennifer.
Yeah,
I lost an hour. I lost an hour.
Did you lose an hour?
Woke up at 9 and it's 10.
Well, at least you have more sun, though. At least you have more light. So that's the trade-off.
Jennifer, you're coming to us from the UK, am I right?
I am in Sicily.
Oh, you just said Italy. Oh,
that's okay.
Are you?
It's all good.
Are you born and raised there?
No. I moved here I moved here in September.
Why did you move there?
Because I visited it and I loved it.
Oh my God. Are you American? You're American. You have an American accent.
Yeah. Yes, I'm American. I was in Florida before I left. But I'm California. I mainly have grown up in California.
Oh my God. And you just decided you wanted to live in Sicily and here you are. Do you have family there? Or is it you?
No. I got a digital nomad visa, which was not easy. And now I'm here. I'm very, very happy.
There's a lot of people in this world right now that are very jealous of you, me being one of them.
Yeah, I mean, this is something I'm very grateful for. And it took a lot of work. It was definitely not an easy process to get that visa. It was very stressful.
What was the biggest challenge?
Oh gosh, so much paperwork you have to put together and a lot of just back and forth with the consulate. And because I wasn't living in the US, I'd have a friend help me with the mailing back and forth to the consulate. But I mean, it took me a long time to put all the paperwork together that you have to show. And then you don't know if it's going to be approved and you wait. And it's just, it was very stressful.
Is there something that you have to prove, or is it just like you have to have 1,000 things in line?
I mean, there's definitely requirements, like you have to show like certain income requirements, and that's probably the biggest one. You have to get a lease before you even know that you have a visa. So, it's kind of tricky.
You have to lease an apartment beforehand.
Yeah. But I put in there a clause, that a 30-day clause, just in case I didn't get my visa, that I could get out of the lease. But it's a lot of stuff that you have to do.
Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. So I'm going to ask more questions about Sicily, and I'm going to live vicariously for you. But Jennifer reached out to me because she has a very interesting business and a very interesting niche of a specialty. Can you introduce yourself? And what you do?
Yeah. So when I reached out to you, it was about my program, the Belly Dance Solution, that helps women strengthen their pelvic floor and relieve bladder leaking with belly dancing. And belly dancing has been my passion and one of my professions for 20 years. And I used to teach at Gold's Gym in Oakland, California. And one of my students came up to me after class one day and she said, I have something to tell you. And she was really excited. And I was like, what? And she said, well, since I've been belly dancing, I don't have bladder leaking anymore. And I was like, wow, fantastic. I mean, it just was life-changing for her. And honestly, I forgot about it for maybe a couple years. And then I was like, you know what? I really want to create a belly dance program. What do I want to create? And I was at the gym again, I was on the treadmill and I saw a commercial for a bladder leaking drug. And in that moment, I remembered that student coming up to me and I thought, I wonder if there's a market for this. Like, I wonder if more people would be interested if I put together a program using the belly dance movements that I thought were most powerful for strengthening the pelvic floor. And so I kind of validated the idea with like a free video that I ran Facebook ads to. And I thought, I think there's something here. And then I discovered what a massive problem this is for women in the world. It's like 1 in 3 women will have bladder leaking at some point in her life. And I was blown away that there's this huge problem that women have that like nobody talks about, that many women don't even feel comfortable sharing with their friend or their doctor even. Most women don't even tell their doctor. So Then I created my program, and I've had over 30,000 women join this program since I created it in 2020.
Wow.
And
that is a big number.
Yeah, it's really cool. And the program's appeared in Women's World magazine twice and First for Women. And yeah, I hear from women all the time. They email me saying, yeah, since I've done your program, I don't have bladder leaking anymore. And I'm just on this mission to let women know that this is an option for them, that they should explore. And it's the only option that I know that's actually fun, that's also a great workout, and that helps a woman feel more confident rather than ashamed of herself and her body and what she's going through.
Okay, Jennifer, this makes so much sense. I saw that email from you. I was like, oh, that is genius, because the amount of abdominal control that belly dancers utilize to make these movements, like some of my friends, I have a lot of professional belly dancer friends being a circus artist and being a dancer. And like just watching their performances, I was like, there's no way they don't have like the most fitness in their lower abdominals, because a lot of dance you have to contract, but the release is not practiced. But with belly dance, and I'm gonna ask you to specifically tell me about that, the technique of relax and contract is the entire dance, is it not?
Yeah. And it's really cool. It's something that I think, unless you were doing belly dance, you wouldn't connect with that aspect of it. And I used to be an acupuncturist. I have my master's in Chinese medicine, and the foundation of Chinese medicine is yin yang theory. The Tai Chi symbol that we've all seen, with the black and the white. And that's why I think that belly dancing is such a healing modality, or at least part of it is that there's that yin yang aspect to the movements where you are contracting and then you're relaxing. And there's really two phases to the movement. Like when we do a pelvic tuck, you really contract your lower abs and your pelvic floor, and then you fully release and you let go. When you do a figure 8 movement, you contract on one side and then you're relaxing simultaneously on the other side. And it has this beautiful balance just built into it. And, a lot of women who have pelvic floor issues, it's not a lot for a lot of women. It's not because their pelvic floor is weak. It's because there's actually hypertonicity in their pelvic floor, because it's contracting too much and they need to be able to relax. And so the belly dance, you have both aspects. You're contracting and then you're releasing. And so you reduce the risk of that hypertonicity.
And I'll tell you, my population, the most niche of niche populations, expecting aerialist. I was talking to somebody about swimming and they're pregnant. And I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if there's a podcast just for pregnant swimmers? And she's like, don't you have one just for pregnant aerialists? I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's not that crazy.
Well, it's funny you mention it, because I was actually thinking about that this morning. I was like, this is such an interesting niche that she has. Like, it is so niche down.
I mean, and honestly, it's like, there's so, like, I've had this podcast for 6 seasons already, and there is no end to the people that I can interview, and there's no end to the experts I can bring on. It goes on forever because, like, there's me 6 years postpartum, and then we start getting into, like, the population where postpartum and perimenopause kiss, and that's fucked up. FYI, sorry, we cuss on this podcast. It's messed up.
It's all good.
It's messed up. And then we have the people who are, different stages of life, pregnant, and then they're training through their pregnancy and the experiences they're having. Some people decide they don't want to train at all. Some people are training in the air until, the day before they go to the hospital to have the baby. It's like, there is no end to this, you guys. Who knew there's so much to talk about? So, but the thing is, the space of women's health is huge. And so it just kind of marries into all of that. So we're niche, but then apparently not that niche because these things are...
There's so many things are connected.
So many things are connected. Okay, now, how do you first start teaching this I don't know, course, or like what do they first learn in the course if they were to get it?
Right. So the foundation of this course, and I would call it like a mini course, it's like an intro to belly dance for strengthening the pelvic floor specifically. Like I have other courses that are more general, learn belly dance, but this is targeted on strengthening the pelvic floor. So I teach 5 belly dance movements that I think are most powerful for strengthening the pelvic floor. So I break down step by step how to do those movements. And then I teach other more like, let's say in air quotes, fun belly dance movements that they can do. I show little combos so that it's not just about, oh, I'm just doing these moves only for my pelvic floor, but I'm belly dancing because it's fun. And this is the side benefit that I get. So that's how the course works. You learn, okay, this is how I'm doing the movement so that women feel confident, that they have a little more info on how to do it, but without getting hung up on the technique. Because this is really important to me, is that I don't want women to get so in their heads about whether they're doing it right, and just learn the tips, learn the basics, and then just do your best and know that even if you only did it 10% right, you're still going to get a benefit from it. And the cool thing is you don't even need to necessarily have designated belly dance practice times. You learn the movements, you watch them, and then you practice them while you're doing the little things throughout your day, while you're making your coffee or you're boiling water or you're waiting for the laundry to finish. Like it's those little moments where you do these movements that really add up over time. Even though it seems like you're not doing anything, those little moments add up.
Can you tell me the nuts and bolts of maybe one of the techniques you're talking about that, that would help incontinence, for example? Like even me as a trainer, I'm thinking, okay, there must be a breath to movement cue. There must be, okay, like if I'm just like sitting here thinking about my pelvic floor and my lowest abs, like what would be an example?
So most of the moves, all of the moves that we do are standing. Okay. Sometimes if women have a hard time identifying the muscles that are behind that movement, there's different techniques we can do, like laying down, just to help you identify moving that part of the body. But one of the moves that I teach that is really powerful for engaging the pelvic floor is the pelvic tuck and drop. And this isn't really, sometimes we use it in isolation on its own in like with a drum solo or something like that. But it's really a movement that we do when we're doing like an undulation, like a body wave or something. And the pelvis is tilting forward and back. And we let the pelvis in a standing position with our knees slightly bent. We let the pelvis fall forward without pushing it out, without using, like, you never want to force your pelvis forward because that could hurt your back. So you just let your pelvis release, and then you do a strong contraction in, pulling the belly button into the spine, really engaging the lower abs and the pelvic floor. And I think because it's more of a holistic movement, it's easier to engage those muscles than if somebody's just trying to do a Kegel in a seated position. Like,
yes,
it's hard to identify those muscles, but if you're doing it in a more organic way and you do this pelvic tuck and drop, then you just naturally you're engaging those muscles and you can feel it better as a complete movement.
Yes. I remember doing pelvic floor PT postpartum, and it was all internal. It was all, my hips didn't move in space. If you took a picture of me, nothing would be moving, right? And it was all turning on the muscles on the inside and then trying to add a leg circle laying on my back, something like that.
Right.
And it was really hard. And I have to say, as a dancer, if somebody gave me that same cue to like cue the pelvic floor to do something, but I'm also now doing anterior, you're basically talking about anterior pelvic tilt.
Anterior, posterior, both. Yeah.
Posterior, and then coming into the posterior. Now, if I was marrying that to movement and then doing that, I think that might have, it might have been way more intuitive for me.
Yeah, intuitive. I think that's a good word. And the other thing is it would also be more fun, which is important. Then you can put on music and you can actually get into a flow and actually enjoy how that movement feels in your body. And the awareness that comes from that.
Do you see a lot of your clients going into this to heal their pelvic floors, but then end up just enjoying belly dance and going to classes and do you find that? Okay.
100%. And I mean, I think that, I send out an email as soon as somebody joins. Hey, I'm curious, why did you join? And I've asked this question throughout the years, and the pelvic floor is part of it, but a lot of the time it's just that women have always been curious about trying belly dancing, and just on its own. So I think that women, like on an intuitive level, connect with this dance form because it feels so good in a woman's body to do these movements. And, whether this is true or not, there's a lot of debate about the origin of belly dancing, but a lot of people believe that the belly dance movements actually came from like a ritual to help women prepare for and recover from childbirth, because so many of those movements are good for the pelvis and the hips and relax all those ligaments and everything. When we do figure eights, then it helps to move the baby down the canal. So it makes a lot of sense.
It makes so much. I'm telling you, it makes so much sense. Can I tell you that, yes, urinary incontinence, people don't want to talk about it because it's embarrassing. Just straight up, it can feel embarrassing. So my aerial studio, always a safe space, and I was postpartum, and what I tried to do is like make some of these taboo topics not as taboo, just in my physical spaces that I happen to be in, because I feel like if you're going to be a leader in the community, just try to lead in as many ways as possible. And so people don't feel that way if there's a person in the room who is kind of, you give a permission structure to not feel embarrassed about things. So I was postpartum. I was having a little bit of incontinence. Even today, when I cough or sneeze really hard, like I have to, like, in my mind, turn on my pelvic floor. It's not natural. It's not. It's not happening without thought for me.
Right.
So I'm on the silks, and I coughed or sneezed, and I'm like, you guys, I just peed a little, and I didn't have one of those little pads. I have those poise pads, those little really thin ones, and I didn't have one of those on. And I'm like, you guys, don't go up on that fabric. I mean, it probably did not even leak onto the fabric, but through my leggings. But I was like, oh, Jesus, this is not good. Right. And I think about how many women must never get that fixed. They never either see a doctor or do any type of movement practice that fixes it. And they live from postpartum on with this issue.
Yes. And it's such a shame because, I mean, like what you were describing, like where it's not a huge issue for you now, but it is something that you need to think about. It's something in the back of your mind. And I think so many women get used to that this is just normal and it's okay for this to constantly be in the back of my mind. And it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be lingering constantly in the back, creating insecurity. Oh, should I go to a comedy show? Like, should I jump? All this stuff. That's not living a full life. And I worked with a woman one-on-one doing belly dance coaching, and she had severe incontinence for, I think it was like 15 years or something like that since she had first had children. And she was wearing multiple pads a day, and she was just accepting it as this is her life now. And we started working together, and after about 4 months, of regular belly dancing, and not even that much, even I'm talking about like 10 minutes a day, and coaching her through the movements, she actually, for the first time in that 15 years, forgot to wear a pad. She just forgot to put it on.
Right, because she didn't need it.
And because she didn't need it. And she forgot to even put it on. And then she didn't even have a problem that day. And I think that really just speaks to what a constant burden that can be. And, even for the women where it's not really that severe, like, oh, like is this something I really even need to address? Well, yeah. And also because you don't want it to get worse as you get older. So yeah, it is important to have that full freedom in your mind that you're not even thinking that you need to cross your legs when you sneeze.
Yes. I do love this kind of new push in the world for women to, like, it is not, you do not need to live with a host of things.
Right.
Whether it's incontinence, whether it's like terrible perimenopause, menopause symptoms.
Right.
We're going to have roadmaps. Right. We're going to have techniques. We're going to have things that you can try. Oh, there's a bean. Did you change yourself? I sit on a physio ball at my desk here for podcasting, and she likes to sit on it and almost take us down. Thank God for your mommy's pelvic floor strength, okay? Or else we would have gone down by now.
And coordination. Yes.
Hey. So are you, like, do you teach belly dance where you are? How is belly dance a part of your life right now?
So I teach a live class each week with my Feminine Fire community, which is my membership. I'm not teaching anywhere in person here right now. I would like to at some point, just because it's fun to be with women, in person instead of just online. But I'm really just trying to spread this message as far as I can that there's a fun way to address this problem, and it's worth exploring.
Mm-hmm. And for my aerialists out there, okay, so let's talk about the pelvic floor and how we end up using it. So one of our most foundational movements is to hold on to an apparatus, like either a bar on a lyra or silks, and to basically do a full inversion, like straddle up. Mm-hmm. And when we're doing it with everything healthy, the pelvic floor is actually, we're not having to think about it. It should be turning on by itself as we do this full body coordinated movement. And so the hard part about aerialists is that because this movement is always on the usage of it and not the relaxation of it, it is not built into our practices to relax anything, actually. Because if you've ever seen like a Cirque du Soleil show and seen like an acrobat doing an act, it's all on. Everything is on. Like, you're engaged, your feet are on, you're like, the relaxation needs to be on the recovery end of our practice. Like, we have to make time for it, because the actual, if you go to a class, if you do a training, it is a strengthening and flexibility, but flexibility at the joints. We're not talking about a relaxation of anything. So for my aerialists out there, if you think about your practice and your training, we are doing so much mental energy on the contraction, and therefore we are a very hypertonic population. Super hypertonic. Do you have any tips or tricks or advice for women who do not know if they're hypertonic or not? Or is it just seeing a pelvic floor specialist? Because that's what I did.
I feel like that's out of my expertise. But I think, I don't know, when you were just describing like aerialists, everything is on all the time when you're, that I think that having even a short belly dance practice that you incorporate into your routine can just help you make that neural connection of what it feels like to relax and to have that fluid motion that maybe on some level that will be brought into, maybe not the actual performance, but how they're able to release over time, just to feel that in the body. Because I mean, also that's like a nervous system thing too, that you need to like get your nervous system to actually let go.
Yeah, so I'm a Pilates I teach Pilates half the day and I teach aerial the other half the day. So I use pelvic floor cues when I have my students and my clients on the reformer, and I cue the pelvic floor to relax and then contract. But my friends out there, if you were to grab her program, what I can imagine is a really great marriage of things. If you grab her program, her online program, and start to incorporate these techniques after your aerial training. Like if you do an hour or two of aerial training and you have her videos and her cues in mind, if you would just do 10 to 15 minutes at the end of your cool down of this stuff to cue your pelvic floor to relax so that you're mindfully getting the neuromuscular system to actually do it versus like somewhere in between. Because yes, when we're off the silks, we don't have the same amount of contraction. But if you don't mindfully let it go, you're in some type of like middle ground that is not good, right? Right. The middle ground of pelvic floor tension is not good. And if that's all the time. So I would say if you guys are interested in this program, I feel like that marriage of like doing a training and doing this right after would be fantastic for the body, actually, from a
that would be a great thing to experiment with. And then also seeing how like throughout the day, like I'm always just dancing in those spare moments, and how would that feel in the body to just kind of integrate it here and there, just kind of weave it into your day, not in a way that you're like really trying, but because it feels good and you want to. Yeah,
because unlike like in Pilates, we're doing this. It's more of a static thing. It's more like we're laying down, we're breathing, we're thinking about it. Whereas your program, you're moving your hips, and you're cueing the insides of you too. So I think that if you guys are looking for, more intelligent way, you want to poop? What'd you say? You want to go to the pool? We're going to the pool after this.
Very different.
Yeah, but that could have also been what she said. That definitely could have been this. Yeah. Like actually moving the hips around, and this could potentially kind of solve some other problems. Like we have a lot of glute tightness in our population because we're squeezing our butt cheeks together to do some of this motion, not the straddle necessarily. Wow. There's a lot of butt clenching happening with dancers because of ballet. There's a lot of butt clenching happening with aerialists. So I feel like this could be like, could kind of solve for a lot of issues in the most natural way,
Yeah, and bring some balance, maybe.
Bring balance to the force, because as much as I love my sport, this in essence is a cross training because we do the same motion. And if you only do aerial, you are going to have some major imbalances in the body, like as I do, and I'm trying to fight them all the time. And my usual modality for fighting it is Pilates. But Pilates is also a strength-based thing. We are contracting a lot.
Right.
There's a lot of contraction in Pilates. I also like marry it with the yoga practice too, but this is all kind of, you're talking to this population. These women are all into all of this, and maybe belly dance has not come into the picture yet. So my friends out there, check it out. I think it might be, yes, I know. It might be a really fun thing to add in for cross training.
I think that's a wonderful idea. Yeah, and explore, experiment, play with it.
Yeah. And then you can also go out and have fun and go take classes too. How many minutes? Why are you bouncing on this? She's on the back of the bouncy ball, just bouncing her life away, listeners. Jennifer, where can people find you on the interwebs?
Yeah. So if you want to check out the belly dance solution, you can go to thebellydancesolution.com. You can also follow me on social at the Belly Dance Solution or at Feminine Fire Official.
Oh, I love this. Jennifer, if you find a niche podcast than mine, let me know because they would. I feel like I get the
doubt
award.
I will. I think you do. I think you do. It's really cool. And congrats for like doing it for 6 years. I mean, that's amazing.
I know. I drop.
That is amazing.
My kid's dancing behind me. I drop a episode weekly, except for the 2 weeks in Christmas. So
that's incredible.
It's
good
like,
for you.
Thanks.
And thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me to share this program with your audience. And yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, great to meet you. And now we have a friend in Italy now, which is great.
That's right. Hey, if you come to Sicily, please reach out.
Is she giving you life right now, the way she's dancing?
Totally. She's
jamming.
She's really throwing the party.
And the thing is that she's only listening to my voice. There's no music in the room. Like literally, she can't even hear
it's
you.
In her head. Yeah, it's in her head.
The joy is in her body. Jennifer, thank you for carving out the time. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for tuning in, my friends. If you would leave me a 5-star rating and a review, it means the world to me. It really helps people find this. If you are an expecting aerialist around the world, or if you feel like you have a story to contribute to this podcast, please reach out to me. DM, email, Carrie@wrapyourheadaroundsilks.com. I have an interview every single week, so there's lots of room for lots of stories. I really would love to hear from more of you. And the Mamas page, the Facebook page, I'm actually the admin for that. So I love that you guys are asking questions on there and really participating in the community. All right, my friends, check my website for my courses and also to sign up for this year's summer retreat in Miami, June 21st through the 26th. All right, my friends, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you later. This is The Expecting Aerialist.
Open up.